Okay, this video is going to be about Anna Kasparian of the Young Turks political transformation. And to be clear, bottom line, I do think this is positive, but I want to point out how her transformation, she's basically now arguing exactly against the person she was just a few short years ago, which I'm going to show kind of both sides of it. But overall, I still think it's positive. I just think it's interesting to point out. So we'll start here with this short video.
Childhoods and everything. But I grew up in the 90s, and I just feel like, I don't know, I just feel like we weren't as obsessed with dividing ourselves into these little groups based on our skin color or our gender identity, or, you know, like there was some, like.
So definitely I agree with this. And then this next part, I've seen a lot of her tweets lately that I really do agree with. And I think they're great, like in a sense of just calling out some of the ridiculous stuff that happens on the left. And maybe will be kind of credible because she obviously has lots of left-wing fans. But this one here, I love this point that she makes here. Honestly, it drives me crazy when Dems allege that unemployment rose by tens of millions under Trump when they know it was due to the COVID shutdowns Dems supported and want to extend. This, like, when the Democratic Party, when Kamala, I've heard Kamala do it, Joe Biden probably has done it a bunch as well, when they bring up that, unemployment is considerably down compared to Trump, and we got all these new jobs, and like if you compare the amount of jobs that we have created compared to Trump, ours is more, and all this stuff, it's so dishonest because there's no way, like no politician can really make that argument in my opinion. The only one maybe would be Ron DeSantis, because he basically shut down Florida for a very small amount of time. Then he put resources towards senior citizens and opened up his economy. Short of that, and none of these Democrats would have been for it, you would have had massive disruption to the economy because of all the lockdowns. It's just a fact of life. It's probably the most common sense thing you can have. You can't have people like working in restaurants. Obviously, you're going to have massive unemployment if you're not allowed to go to a restaurant. So I just love that point. And then basically this person commented back. I'm not even going to read all that, but just kind of calling her an embarrassment. And then she's like, you're in a cult. And I mean, it's probably true on both sides, but it seems to me for sure that there is more cult-like behavior happening right now on the left, just with like their inability to disagree with each other. It's incredible. And I'm going to start here with Anna Kasparian does point out here that she realizes on some level that she's like being hypocritical, because she's kind of now just kind of coming to realize that maybe she was divisive, like to that first clip about all the people being broken up into little groups. She does make the point here that she contributed to that. And I definitely think she did. And I'll show those clips right now after this.
I don't know when it changed to the point where if you disagree with someone politically, well, that means that you can no longer be friendly to each other. You can't be friends. I mean, during the Trump era.
So that was, when I first heard this, that's so ironic, but I'll keep going.
So many families were torn apart over political disagreements. And by the way, I'm speaking all high and mighty. I just want to take a moment to take ownership of the fact that I fully bought into that mind frame. Like
fully. This is literally how I knew who she was. When I'm like 2016, like so many other people, I first got into politics, and I actually kind of liked the Young Turks. I didn't like them politically, but I thought it was still an interesting show. Lots of people don't like Cenk, but I found him pretty funny. You go, of course. So I liked watching the Young Turks just to kind of get the other side of the argument. But Anna Kasparian, I was never a fan of her. She was so divisive. Her entire shtick was like the opposite of what she just said. I felt like she was just built on division, and everything she said was like way too aggressive and way too going for the jugular at the other side. Exhibit A, watch this.
These comments might be strong, but it's how I genuinely feel. I don't care that you're a Christian. I don't care what the Bible says. Like, I feel like it's a clown show, like sitting here trying to decipher what your little mythical book has to say about these very real political issues, right? I don't care if you're Christian.
So, I mean, is that not incredibly divisive? I don't know how you interpret that other than trying to get people into little groups. How is someone how is somebody gonna want to engage with what she just said there if they're a Christian? She doesn't care, their mythical book, incredibly dismissive. and just no empathy whatsoever. This is basically saying, I don't like you, and I don't care what your views are, and get out of here. So, and by the way, she had a lot of takes like this, a ton. I like, this is literally how I thought of her my entire life up until a few years ago, probably like a year ago. I didn't really see her do anything in the last little bit, but watch this one here.
No respect for women who voted for Trump, okay?
Yeah, me too.
I think so poorly of them, and the reason why is because, look, I don't think that you're a single issue voter. I just think you're dumb, okay? I think you're fucking dumb.
So when she says in another clip, oh, so many families were broken up over the Trump years, come on. And like, she had a pretty big platform, so, but again, I'll say this again at the end, but I still think what she's doing now is positive. Like, people can grow, people can change, people can be genuine. I just hope it's not, just based on her body of work, you've got to ask the question if it's genuine. You have to at least ask, because she probably would agree with that. I don't know, but she has done a lot of dividing, in my opinion. And so watch this clip here again.
Look, I've come to the realization that the people who get that rise out of, attacking others, putting other people down, those are miserable people, right? They're not happy people. And so this is how they get joy in their life. And I feel like if you see memes like that, or if you see people getting attacked, or if you will sit back and have no...
I'm going to skip ahead a little bit just because the more important parts at the end here.
Those who are defenseless, then go ahead, you can attack me all you want. But am I saying that I'm better than you? I guess I'm going a little further than you are. Yeah, I'm fucking better than you, okay? Much better than you. You are garbage, okay? If you get a rise out of attacking the powerless, you're garbage. And you can call me a social justice warrior, you can call me whatever the fuck you want. At this point, I don't give a shit, okay? That's it. That's who I am, and it is what it is.
So now you want to be like, oh, we should get along, we should talk to the other side, we should like be able to disagree civilly. When did we stop being able to disagree? Things were so much better back in the 90s. People got along better, but I mean, come on. Like, again, I just really would say that a lot of her body of work is this very divisive rhetoric. And I mean, again, I am overall happy that she's doing this. I give her props, and it's great. I just think, personally, I'm definitely going to need to see, like, if I ever want to kind of take her as a serious voice in media. Like, I basically never watch Young Turks anymore, just because it got way too hacky, way too left, way too much Trump derangement syndrome, especially from Cenk. So I'd have to see way more sort of, I guess, reasonable takes from Anna. They can be left wing, that's fine, but that's my opinion for sure. Just there's a long history kind of this type of stuff. But bottom line, I think it's good. I think it's, people can change, people can grow. A lot of the stuff she posts on Twitter, I would say I have been a fan. You can't really choose to look at that or not. It just kind of shows up. But I've liked a lot of her takes on Twitter. And even Cenk, I'll just end on this. If he just calmed down on Trump derangement syndrome, I would watch their show probably. But I don't mind a leftist kind of mindset or left-wing mindset. I don't agree with a lot of it, but I do think the left-wing people have a way better perspective on wealth inequality than right-wing people. Right-wing people are afraid to say that, I think, because they think it'll make them sound anti-capitalist. But I think the Young Turks does a good job explaining just how many people, how corporations, and how the stock market, I don't know if they talk about the stock market as much, but this is me, how it just keeps benefiting rich people, and middle class just keeps getting pushed down further away from owning homes. And there's just way too much wealth inequality in America and around the world. And a lot of that is just from all the money printing, etc. But I think right-wing people should do a better job of explaining that. It's just that the Trump derangement syndrome with lots of these people, they'll make a good point, and then when you start talking about Donald Trump, they'll be like, oh, the guy who's got like one of the lowest IQs in America, who's literally broke and is just like completely full of garbage, and everything he says, like, then you're just like, you gotta check out, you're like, okay, like, can you have a little bit more of a reasonable criticism for the guy than you just think he's an absolute blubbering buffoon who somehow convinces half the country to keep voting for him and has all these golf courses and all this stuff? Like, there's clearly a lot of things that he does well. And that's just objective truth. If you can't handle that, you have Trump derangement syndrome. So anyway, with that said, I'll finish the video there, but thank you for watching. You made it this far. Like and subscribe. And I just want to finish on saying again, props to Anna Kasparian, but I just wanted to provide some of the context of at least how I view her. So thank you for watching. Have a great day.